Good evening, church. We're so glad that you're tuned in and you're visiting with us today. It was good to be with you again last Sunday. I know we had just a drive in, but it was good to see you and good to see all the people that were there. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. It's been a trying time for all of us. It's been a trying time for me as well. But I want to share with you just a brief devotional with you, and it's taken from 2 Kings chapter 6. It's about Elisha, and it says, and the sons of the prophets said unto Elisha, Behold, now the place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us, or too small. And so they decided that they would go to the Jordan River, and everybody would cut down a pole, and they'd bring it back, and they would build on to the sons of the prophets place, or I guess you'd call it the preacher school. Remember, Elijah started this school, and Elisha took it up after Elijah left. By the way, those two names are so familiar, so if I use the wrong name, you know that I'm talking about Elisha. It's kind of like the coronavirus. My son told me about that. There were some of his customers called it the coronavirus, and it's very easy for me to get them mixed up and call it the wrong thing. So when I say the coronavirus, you know that I'm talking about the COVID-19, and you need to know that you're being safe by being at home. So I want to tell you about the story. And it said that the sons of the prophet went to the Jordan River to cut down a pole. And one of the men was using an axe that he had borrowed. And when he had cut down a pole, the head flew off the end of the axe and landed in the river. And he came to Elisha and said to him, "Oh I've lost the axe head, and it wasn't even mine." So where he ever got that, I don't know. Did he borrow it from one of his uncles? I don't know. We don't know how it came to pass. But I have lost things before, and I know the sinking feeling that you have in your heart, and the sinking feeling you have in your soul when you lose something that's important to you. I've never lost something that belonged to someone else, but I'm sure you, when he lost that axe head, it was a great tragedy for him, because axe heads were very expensive in those days. And so Elijah threw in a piece of wood and caused the axe head to swim. And if he threw it in the river, then you know the axe head had to swim to catch up to the piece of wood. So I believe the axe head actually swam, and the young man was able to take it up again and rejoiced again, because he had recovered what was lost. Well, you and I, we feel like that we've lost so much. We feel like that the last 2 months we've lost so much time. We've lost so much money as far as our work is concerned. And this church has lost who knows how much tithes and offerings. I know that has to be hurting right now. And you need to know also that your gifts to this church, the expenses of this church, by the way, it goes on whether you're here or not. So you need to know that the expenses go on. So you would think, well, how in the world will I ever be able to recover that which I have lost? Well, what you have lost didn't even belong to you no way. Your life and my life belongs to the Lord. And I promise he could take it anytime he wants to. And so these last 2 months have been good for us, really, because we spent time with one another. We spent time with our children. We spent time reacquainting and renewing the acquaintances that we've had before. And I know that we miss going to church. I understand that. But I want you to know that what you have lost, you lost something that belonged to the Lord to start with. So can you recover what was lost? Well, when you factor in the cross, and I think that's what that piece of wood represents. That when Elijah threw that piece of wood in the water, that represented the cross. When you factor in the cross, You know that God is on our side. He is for us, and surely He will multiply us, and surely He will cause your business to prosper, and when you are able to go back to work, that you'll prosper as well, and that you'll be able to use that money in the best sense possible, and that your gifts to this church will also increase, and that God will bless you beyond measure. You need to know that when you factor in the cross, we've not lost anything. The last 2 months has just been kind of like a vacation for us, and kind of like that we just set it aside. So you need to know that God's in charge, and because of the cross, because Jesus died on the cross, I promise you that your soul is saved, and someday He's going to gather us home to glory. And in the meantime, some of these days, and I think that by the first Sunday in May, we'll be able to meet back together. Hopefully we'll have a drive-in service come Sunday as well. And I hope that you will stay in your car, because that's how you're going to be safe, and that you practice social distances as the Bible as the governor has asked us to do. And also, I will try my best to be your friend and be close to you. And even if we are able to meet again, again like always on May the 1st, you need to know also that I will not be able to greet you, because there's something about me that if you reach out your hand to me, it's just natural for me to pull you in and hug you. So you need to know that I will just stand up front, and I'll say howdy to you, and you'll say howdy back to me, and we'll greet like that. So you need to know that in the meantime, that God's in charge. He's looking out for us. He's kept us safe. Everyone in the church, as far as I know, has escaped the virus. Everyone that I know has escaped death. As far as I know, the only person that I know that's passed away, and I knew him, but other than that, I don't know any of the rest of them. But there's been over 7,000 cases, even in Tennessee. So you need to know that this virus is serious, it's real, it's going around, and it can kill you. So you need to know that when you're staying at home, that you're protecting yourself as well as your loved ones. So I hope that also that you'll remember that what we have lost, we've not lost anything really, because God has said that we're in His hands no matter what. No matter whether we live or whether we die, we belong to Him. You know that, I know that. And if God can cause an axe head to swim, I promise you that He's able to multiply our blessings as well. So may God bless you. It's good to greet you in Jesus' name. So glad that you tuned in today. God bless you.